My name is Carolyn Molnar, and I've been a psychic medium for over 30 years. The most specific thing that I can remember, I was about 8 years old, and I was sick. I had a cold, and it was in my head, and I just felt awful. My mother said, go to bed, and I didn't want to go to bed, but I did. And I remember lying down and putting my hand over my chest like this and saying, I just want to die. I'm just so sick. And so with that, the door to my bedroom opened and shut 12 times. It was like it clicked closed, and then it was like the doorknob turned and opened, and it did it 12 times. And with that, I felt this energy around my bed. It was very white and tall and like in columns. And it felt very peaceful, very lovely, benevolent energy. And with that, I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I had no more cold. So I guess they wanted me here. I stuck around. That was a few years ago. But that's when I really recognized, probably when I was a young adult, that I had something special, something unusual. It was only when I went outside of the family, especially in high school, I realized I had to really rein this stuff in, because people were thinking, what's going on with her? How come she knows so much? And I didn't want to be kind of the outsider. So at home, no problem. I could be myself. Outside, not until I was adult and had some kind of credibility around the work that I do. Personally, I've never come across anything regarding me when it comes to malevolent energies. I know they exist, but there are ways around keeping them away from you. Prayer is one thing, and bringing up your energy level is another. And when you work in love and you work in light, they don't like that. Darkness can't stand the light, because if you have a dark room and you put a light in it, there's no more darkness. So for me personally, no. However, there have been clients that have come to me that have had energy attachments, or they've had issues in their home, and I will actually get in touch with other mediums to help them remove the energies in the house or around them. So it's not something I do, it's something I know about. And I know what I can do and what I can't do, and I'll ask others to help if necessary. I believe that most spirit are either confused or unhappy. There are some people that have left this earth plane so quickly, like in a car accident, they don't realize that they've passed. So think of I think it's the movie The Sixth Sense, where the actor didn't realize, or his character didn't realize he had passed. So he's walking around and talking to people, and people aren't answering him, and only some people can hear. So those energies have to be educated to move on to the next world. They're not mean, or I don't ever feel that they come after me. They come for understanding, and then I'll help them find their spirit people, their spirit guides, to move into the light. Another great movie is Ghost. Have you ever seen Ghost with Demi Moore? It's a really good movie to see. There's only one thing that I would say is not true, and that is when the dark things come at somebody and pull them down into the underworld. It doesn't happen like that. That's Hollywood. But for the most part, everything else, I felt finally, Hollywood got it right. It was an amazing movie. Yeah, I have a copy at home. There are plenty of psychic medium misconceptions. First of all, they think that I know all, I see all, I'm tuned into your energy, I can read your thoughts. The answer is no. And why would I bother? It's too much, too much on my part. I can turn it on and off, and I really respect other people's privacy. So unless I have permission, I don't go there. Another thing too is, I don't know, people think that you've got some kind of weird higher power that, it's like, ooh, it's like something I couldn't do, but I disagree. I believe that we are spirit having a human experience. We all have intuition. We all have the ability to kind of sense things. Now with psychic work, that's completely different, and a different energy band altogether. Mediumship is talking to dead people only, and psychic work is about, how are my finances? Am I going to get the job? Do I need to go back to school? How are my kids? The here and the now. is the psychic work. What I do is I ask clients to write down their questions, and I say write it down, because if they leave it in their head, they come in and I say something and they're like deer in the headlights, right? They just forget everything. So I ask them to bring photographs. The other thing too is I need the sound of the voice of the client. Doing this doesn't work for me. I need to hear the voice, because spirit doesn't see this. They hear us and they connect to the voice. So as soon as they get that voice connection, it becomes stronger again. I feel a very strong presence with this gentleman. This is the grandfather. I get a very short name with him, like a 4-letter name. Does that make sense to you? Yes? I need your voice.
Yes.
Okay. I need to hear your voice. Okay. So like I'm getting Juan or something, like a very short 4-letter name. I feel like he was is this your mother's father?
Yes.
Okay. Because I feel a very strong presence even around your mom today. He's in spirit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I feel as though sometimes she actually talks to him and gets information, because he's like her guardian. Like he's still watching over a very possessive man. Very, very protective of his daughter and you. I don't know whether you knew him very well, but I'll tell you this, he's around you as well. I feel that your grandfather was a very hard worker, and I feel that he was very hard on his body. And I think he was also hard on himself. There might have been a bit of perfectionism around him, and expecting the same of others. So he had he was up here like in expectations. I feel that your mother loved him and misses him tremendously, but I don't think that she ever felt that she could rise to his expectations. So I feel even to this day, she's still hoping that she can make her dad happy. Is your grandmother still here?
Yes.
Because he's saying hello to her and wishing her well. And I feel that he wants to let your mom know that he can be in 2 places at once. They can bilocate. So the fact that your mother isn't there for your grandmother, he is. So he wants her to stop worrying about all that. And I feel like there are a lot of phone calls back and forth to home that he's saying it's only necessary because your mom needs to do it, not because it's necessary for your grandmother. Okay? Now, are you wearing something of your grandmother's?
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's fine. He's just telling me that the necklace is your grandmother's, and that's fine. I got it. You don't have to give it to me. Your mother hates the weather. It's too cold for her. Do you understand this? Yes. Okay. Your grandfather's laughing because he says you're going to cut all this part out, but you'll keep it for yourself, right? No, he's not reading your mind. He just knows you. Is that right? Is that correct?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. He says, "Settle down, calm down," because he likes things calm and settled.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Like
Yes.
there was like this. He needed this serenity around him. I do feel that a heaviness in the body for him in his passing. I feel that it was expected. I don't feel it was an accident. I feel like it was an illness. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm here because I love you, he says. And that's true. They don't have to be here. And you carry this around a lot, like all the time. You just didn't bring this for me. Is that correct?
My mom carries it.
Okay, so then I'm going to give this message to her, that he's with her always. You don't have to worry. And he does hear her prayers. So may I leave that with you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
You all right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, me asking the questions and hearing your answers was a thing, but then actually having a reading was something completely different. Everything you said was true.
No, I'm glad to hear it, because you know what? All of this makes no sense to me. It's not my story. And unless somebody, like you're doing right now, talks to me about it, I have no idea if I'm accurate or not. I have no idea. I just give what I get. So thank you. It's a gift to hear from your end. Thank you.
I was kind of worried because he doesn't speak English. I mean, he
Doesn't
speaks
matter.
Spanish, and I was wondering if that was going to be an issue, but wow.
In early years, I'd hear an echo, like there was an interpreter with the Spanish and then putting it into English. Now it's just, it fuses. There's no problem.
Wow.
Well, what's really neat is the death is not an ending. It's a new beginning in another life. And as long as they're connected with family, they'll know all this stuff. They will be there at Christmas if you celebrate, or Hanukkah, or birthdays. And my suggestion is, when it's around your birthday, take lots of pictures with your digital camera, because you'll get these bubbles that show up. And those are spirit orbs. That's the spirit person showing in. And that'll be, proof positive that your grandfather's around. Yep.
Wow.
So may I leave that with you?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so
you're
much.
so welcome. Thank you.
Wow. Well, Carolyn Molnar. There you go. Well, cut. I think we have it.